Yo, what's up, gamers? Happy Lawyer Friday! Hello, everybody. Greetings and salutations. It is time for another wonderful Lawyer Friday. We are back with Day 2 trial, Turnabout Serenade. This is Case 3. Hello, pre-stream chatters. Hello to all of the VOD heads. Greetings. Couch will now reconvene. That is correct. Thank you for 100 bits clops to roll. How are we doing tonight? I hope we're all doing good. I kind of wanted to play Pokemon, but instead it's Lawyer Friday, so I have to pay my respects by playing this game instead of Pokemon. Goodbye, Pokemon. You can wait a little bit longer. Goodbye. And then I'm not sure how much I'll be streaming from tomorrow onwards, because I will be at Adriana's place, and maybe I just won't stream as much. We'll see. Who knows? Trucy Friday? No, it's Lawyer Friday. You're thinking of Trucy Tuesday, actually. Or Lawyer Friday, for that matter. But you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking it's time to commence the drinking. So, cheers, everybody. First of all, cheers for Lawyer Friday. That's first and foremost thing you have to do. Absolutely. Oh, of course. Cheers for that one. It's time to solve a crime? Well, it's time to do, like, one part of solving a crime. Assuming, and this is a huge assumption here, at this state of the game, there's gonna be 2 different parts of the trial. And this is only the first half, and then we'll probably investigate after this, and then we'll probably truly solve the case after that. Now, this is just this is a hunch. It's just some crazy, wild theory cooking in my head, but if I had to guess, that's probably how it's going to go. But this is a necessary part of the process. We're going to find out what we did all wrong and learn that everything we've been talking about today is totally pointless, and we're going to ignore it all for the next time we're in the courtroom. Again, for the same case. That is exactly how it's going to go. Maybe. It's just a theory after all. Cheers again. Oh yeah. Hello, Adriana. It is Lawyer Friday. Phoenix February? Well, this is Justice January. Phoenix February is kind of unnecessary considering I beat his games, and I don't really intend on going back. That's not something I plan on doing. What I do plan on doing right now is tweeting that I am live streaming this video game, which I am doing. And now I am going to publicly post in my Discord community server that I am playing this game, and I am now doing that also. Boom, boom, there it is. It's all done. Look at that. Now everybody in the entire world know exactly what I'm doing. And we can all get excited for it together at the same time. Fun fact, couch is actually a thing in C++. It generally prints whatever you throw at it to the console. Overly simplified explanation. I don't know anything about that, so that's cool, I suppose. Maybe. You know, if you're into that type of stuff. Not much of an opinion on my end. Evil Master Sean, thank you very much for the tier 1 gift. No, it's not a gifted sub. Just thank you for the tier 1 sub. Thank you, Smile 10 Smile. That is correct. Cheers. We're gonna do just a couple more, and then we're gonna hop into it. You can't go into the courtroom sober. That's what they are expecting, and you always have to keep them on their toes. Now, is this asshole really gonna try to argue against me when I'm doing all this for his interests? I'm talking about Clavier, this asshole staring at me right now. Almost certainly, probably. I don't think he likes me very much. Well, he likes me plenty. Like, we'll probably kiss by the end of it, but that's not gonna stop him from being a dickhead in court. We all know that's true. It didn't stop Miles. Okay, well, we eventually stopped Miles. We stopped him so good he quit and went away for the better. Who are we defending again? Lamiroir? Or is she like who are we defending? I don't know what's going on. It has been quite a while. So, Piano Boy? Oh yeah, I remember now. Machi, that's the boy. Yeah, I'll defend him in Kaut. It's fine. It'll go well. And I'll get to the bottom of this case in no time. So, with that all being said, let's take, like, one more drink and then hop into it. Yeah, romaine lettuce is fucking dead. And that's unfortunate. And what's his face missed his cue on the music. I remember that part too. It was very obvious. I figured it out immediately. I was like a good detective at that point in time. Oh yeah. That nose blow was a 7.5 out of 10. Pretty good, not bad. Let's just get in there. Resume from the game. Yeah. Here we go. Music, get the hell out of here. It's July 9th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. On a Lawyer Friday, of course. Re-Evolution, thank you very much for the tier 1 sub saying buh. Thank you. Oh, it's so loud, I forgot to do it again. I'm sorry. I forgot again. Let me fix this really quickly. Volume mixer. BlueStacks, please stop resetting my audio every single time I launch you. I would greatly appreciate that. Great and good. Now we're actually all fine. Sorry about that one. I did not mean to jump scare you like that, for I also did not want to be jump scared too. But that's just how it happens sometimes. Amiibo King, thank you for the Prime. 3 months woo. That's a long time. It's like 3 months. Thank you, Amiibo King woo. Count is now in session for, how do I say that? Machi, is it Machi or Maki? I'm just gonna call it Machi. Machi Tobai, Your Honor, the pixie of the arpeggio. Right, this trial. His trial, not this. Count is in session. The defense is ready, except not really. I have to go over all my evidence one more time. Lyrics sheet. Typed document received from Prosecutor Gavin contains the lyrics to Lamiroir's ballad. Touch the check button for details. I will do that. Churbishi. I can't pronounce that one. I'm so sorry. Churbaish? I don't know. Thank you for the tier 1 sub. Excited for more epic lawyer moments. Me? too. Sugar, sugar, oh that night in your embrace when you stole away the keys my heart held on to so tight. Pleasure, pleasure, but a fleeting melody, it wraps itself around me and now through the air I fly. Whoa, whoa, burning on in my heart, fire, burn my love away, all away, like a bullet of love. Fire, take my life away, all away, guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. That's just great. That's just crazy. Yo, what's up, hacker? Hello. What else we got? It's postcard type other retrieve from Gavinier's dressing room. I do remember that. Lamiroir's own publicity postcard. Touch and check the button for details. Okay, I'm checking it. There she is. She's painting nothing, actually. She's a very bad painter, as we can see. Investigation request type document received from Prosecutor Gavin. I remember getting this thing. Investigation request. This isn't going to come in handy, is it? To ensure the efficiency and secrecy of our investigation. Oh, wait, this is probably going to come up at some point. The bearer is hereby ordered to speak to no one outside the investigation concerning any details of the case. Yes, okay. Type revolver weapon, retrieved from Lamiroir's dressing room. The murder weapon, a deadly high-caliber revolver, as opposed to one of those non-lethal high-caliber revolvers, of course. It is a gun. It's been fired 2 times, I think. Was that what we landed on? I think so. Who knows? The brooch? I don't know what this brooch is all about, but it's a type other retrieved from Lamiroir's dressing room. Trucy really wanted it, so I don't know. I didn't really want it, but I just wanted to make her sad, so I took it. Found at the crime scene. Turns out it belongs to Lamiroir. Cool. Mixing board received from Prosecutor Gavin. I remember this. Allows music to be played in separate tracks. Touch the check button to use. It was, oh god, which one was it? I don't remember which track it was. It was like here, right? I don't remember which track it was, but we'll figure it out if it comes up. I'm sure it'll be fine. This is a key ring type evidence retrieved from Lamiroir's dressing room. It's about keys. 2 messed up? Thank you. That's the type of backseating that I like. It should just tell me. Like, we already know who screwed up, so thank you for that. Found in the victim's left hand holds keys to a guitar case and a motorcycle. Wow, that sure is weird. Did I inspect this closely? This is like his color of purple. I see it. Can I dust it for prints? Can I be dusting prints right now? I guess not. 3 keys on this heart-shaped key ring, and this guitar-shaped key was to the key to the guitar. The key. Yes. Okay, great. And then I'm a lawyer. Okay, now, and only now, the defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is A-OK, Air Judge. Very well, Prosecutor Gavin. My opening statement, No, actually, there was something else I wanted to ask you about. What? Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them? Bitch, what? I mean, you wouldn't say get well soon, right? You'd only be kicking them when they're down. What are you talking about? Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill. Right after this trial, the Chief Justice's son. Your Honor, with all due respect, I don't give a shit. The Chief Justice? His son is afflicted with a most terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems. Okay. So anyway, a guy was shot to death, so I thought I'd go pay him a visit. I thought saying something moving might be the order of the day. Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of just pretending? She's looking at me with something like disgust. I'm not a shitty adult. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for? In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly. That's what you want to hear from a judge, right there. Guys, I'm in a bit of a rush. Can we just, get this over with? Let's make it quick, yeah? We'll be in and out, 15 minutes tops. We'll be fine. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement. Briefly, you're in luck, Air Judge. I believe you'll be going on your hospital visit sooner than you think. First, to review the victim in this case. Romaine... His name is Romaine Lettuce, age 35, the global manager for diva songstress Lamiroir. The cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver. This report has all the details. The count accepts this into evidence. Lettuce's autopsy report added to the count record. Let's see. 45 caliber, that's quite large, yes, it's very big. Massive gun. Submitted as evidence by Prosecutor Gavin, death due to loss of blood from gunshot wound, EST. Time of death, 9 to 9:30 p.m. If only I had my watch on me at the time of the actual death. Victim's name, Romaine Lettuce, 35 male. Time of death, July 7th, between 9 and 9:30 p.m. Cause of death, blood loss due to the 45 caliber bullet wound. Time elapsed between shooting and death currently under review. We're gonna need to update this autopsy report from the sounds of it. All right. A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet. Yes, it killed him. Easily. However, the bullet struck him in the shoulder. The damage to the body was slight. Death was not immediate. Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved. Well, then I'm not sure if I would say that the damage to his body was slight. It seems like he died from a gunshot wound because he got shot by a gun. I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse, considering... Well, yeah, it could have blown his head off, but he died. He bled to death. That's no good. The crime photo. What is he trying to write? I just don't know. The world may never know. Did we talk about that? I don't remember. 2 shots were fired. 1 shot missed. The other penetrated and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall at the scene. Observe the diagram. I am observing. There it was. But then where did they shoot from? It's just impossible to say. How are you gonna shoot from right here, this little vent? It doesn't even work. You can't hit that angle from that. You can't. That'll come up at some point, positively. This is where the bullets hit. I see. The court accepts this as evidence. Okay, that's a map submitted as evidence. If we're talking about a 45 caliber revolver, we must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon's use. Really? Yeah, apparently weapons that size have a powerful kickback. If, say, the judge tried to fire one, it'd break every bone in his body. The defense will take more care in choosing examples. I thought I was just saying that as an aside to Trucy, but I guess not. As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in a dressing room. Yes. This dressing room has only one entrance. Nope, there's a vent. I know there's a vent in here, and also a little vent. A little window, to be more precise. That does seem to be the case, yes. However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshot. He's talking about you and Emma, huh? Yet when the witnesses entered the room, it was empty, save for the victim's body, of course. But that's impossible! No, that's imposter, Your Honor. Exactly, this murder was impossible. Well, there we go. Clavier got me, let's wrap it up. The murder was not possible, guys. There's nothing I can do about that. For all but one person, actually. Whoa, one person? That is, of course, The defendant, Machi Tobai. Only this defendant could have committed the crime, but how? It's quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene make it clear. Okay. Very well, I assume you have testimony to back this up. Let the witness please take the stand. Let's do it. That's Emma Skye. I remember her. Your name and profession, please. I swear to God, if she munches during the court, that's unprofessional and I don't want it to happen. Emma Skye, I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum that night. Emma seems tired somehow. When does she not? Is it because she's evil and grumpy? I would assume so. Thank you. I need professional help. 100 bits. Hi, Wedgie. That's not my name. And chat, we are playing the Funny Lawyer game, and it will be fun because every Felony Friday trademark pending is fun. It's called Lawyer Friday, too. But yes, it will be fun, I hope. Maybe. God, I hope so. Security at the concert, you say? Some security I was couldn't even stop a murder. It's not your fault they vented. Now, don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. I've made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know. Ain't that the fucking truth? I'm sure that makes her feel way better. I want to hear about these bigger mistakes. Well, boy, do I have the game trilogy for you. In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered, and we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony, if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day and your discovery of the crime, please. Okay. Here we go. Murderous circumstances. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. Well, I wasn't a part of the concert at all, but I was backstage, so hold it for that one. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. What the fuck, Emma? No, you're wrong. It was lucky that a detective was the first on the scene. But that door was the only way out of the room, right? Yeah, pretty much. Well, not pretty much. We know this is not true. Why are we playing into... What? How can they say that Machi did it? Looks like we need a bit more information. Maybe we should, let me guess, press some statements, maybe? Very well, the defense may begin across... Yes. That is correct. Hello, Fairy. Hello. Murderous circumstances. The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. I know. The night of the murder was the night of the concert, yes? That's right. What was a detective doing on security detail, might I ask? If it was only a concert. My thoughts exactly, I don't know, but orders are orders, even when they come from rock gods. Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day, you might say, the stench of conspiracy. What? That's not suspicious at all, I don't think. That day at the concert hall. Conspiracy? To commit a murder? Well, isn't it obvious? My keys, that whole morning, no, the whole day was ruined. And it's all because someone stole my keys. I couldn't ride my hog to the show, I couldn't open my guitar case. There he goes again. Isn't it possible he simply misplaced them? Misplaced them? I thought I was like saying that as an aside to Trucy, but I guess not. Misplaced items don't just wander into a murder victim's hand on their own. That is a good point. What's this, Prosecutor Gavin? If your keys were in the victim's hand, that makes you a prime suspect. He did it, Judge. Oh, he's pissed off now. Love, slow acting, and new... Nope, is waiting for you. He's singing something? Does everything with this guy have to be so over the top? What franchise do you think you're in right now? Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney. The killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was like a sailor adrift on a sea of sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen, so I put the detective with the most time on their hands on the task. I see, I can accept that. Well, I can't. What do you mean, time on their hands? Please, the testimony, please. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. Well, I was backstage. We were let in, though. That's what I'm saying, dude. I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you. I gave the Fraulein special permission to be there. I wanted to see her again. Timeout! Now, hang on. You need a timeout right here, right now, mister, because, why do you want to see her so badly? I mean, she's cool, don't get me wrong, but, like, why do you say it like, hey, you can come backstage, though, haha, if you want, you know, haha, no big... I'm just saying, dude, it's a little, I mean, I'm not saying anything, but, oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now. Trucy, I swear to God, I'm telling your dad about all of this. Gee, great. Some other hangers-on tried to get backstage, but I drove them off, so no other outsiders were there then. And then, yes, at the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. Hey, me too. I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots. You were the one chatting. I was eating snack-hoos. That is definitely true. Chat, what the fuck is a snack-hoo? It looks like a piece of wood. Is she a chipmunk or something? Is she a woodchuck or something? Is she a beaver or something? What the hell is this? Ah, hey, no snacking in court! And you're sure the shots came from Lamiroir's room? It's like a pretzel, jerky stick. Carinto? I don't even know what that is. Yes, well, jerky doesn't go munch, munch, crunch, crunch. So, there's no way it's that, but I don't know. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, this'll keep you... You're not gonna throw that at me from all the way over there in the courtroom! Ah, thanks. She katonked me. So, Munch, how about Munch it, Emma? We were right, Munch, there. Hard to be mistaken about that, Munch. Please either talk or eat, not both at the same time. Screenshot this one. I need this screenshot right here for the love of God every time I talk to this woman. Gulp. Right, so after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door. And that's a drink for being katonked. It's happening way more than I thought it would. Wait, hold on. This is important. Carinto is a traditional Japanese snack food, sweet and deep-fried. It is made primarily of flour, yeast, and brown sugar. It has a deep brown and pitted appearance and takes the form of a bite-sized pillow or short cylinder. I know that much. Although traditional Carinto is coated with brown sugar, recently other variations appear in the market, such as white sugar, sesame seeds, miso, or peanut. Wow, well that sure is fascinating. I didn't know that. Also, great point. No snacking in court. Bitch Godot drank like 500 cups of coffee. Well, that's not a snack. That's a drink. There's a very distinct difference there, okay? This is why you'll never become a lawyer. You need to know these intricacies. It's a world of difference. Anyway, I have to take this drink right now. So, cheers for being katonked. I was Carintonked. That's what they should have called it. I went into the room filled with blaring music and found the body. Yes. Rock? Blaring, yes. When you say rock, are you referring, perhaps, to this rock and roll music that's so popular these days? Yes, Your Honor. When we went into the dressing room, check it out. He was shredding. Music was blaring over the speaker on the wall. They pipe sound from the stage into the backstage through speakers. That way people in the back can hear when they're supposed to be on stage. Okay. Did it have to be so loud, though? You don't listen to the Gaviniers with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. Well, what about my ears? I feel like that's the most important component. Wait a second. Is the reason we heard the gunshot because Buddy missed his cue, and if Buddy didn't miss his cue, then we wouldn't be able to hear the gunshot. I played enough first-person shooter missions where it's like a rainstorm and you're having a sniper rifle and it's like a stealth section, and they're like, wait for the lightning to strike before you shoot the gun so they can't hear you. That's what's going on right here, right now, ain't it? I have a feeling. I always have the backstage monitors at full volume. When we walked in the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe, making it easy to determine the time of the crime. If you could hear that music playing, then everyone on stage for that song has an alibi, including myself. Anyway, comma, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. Yes. Kate and Godot, okay, seriously, I cannot stress enough how much I love these two and their dynamic. They're just perfect, and I don't care what anyone else says. No one can convince me otherwise. That's great. That's just peachy keen. Anyway, comma, I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it. But why? Are you sure? Can we talk to the kid? How could you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know there was only one exit from the room, that door. The small window only opened a tiny crack, and I was standing in front of that door. So, how could the killer have fled the scene? You fool! Fool that you are, Emma, quote-unquote detective! The streamer's even in the vent! Come on! There's only one possibility, the air vent. Yes? I thought she was going for the door, but that air vent was too small. Who could possibly? Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I thought she was referring to the window. So, actually, I feel stupid now. There's certainly no way you could get through, nor me. The only one who could fit was a child. A child? Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed in. And of all the people involved with the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child. The child one, I think. The defendant? The pixie of the arpeggio, that's the word, flitted up toward the sky and disappeared from the scene of the crime. You don't know, but that's just conjecture. Oh, there was no way out of that room. You were there. You should know her, Air Forehead. It's Forehead Friday, too. And there is another vital piece of evidence. What? Marks were found on the air vent grill. Geez. Traces that it had recently been opened. Wait, what? And something else was found quite clearly. The defendant, Machi Tobai's fingerprints. What? Well, we're screwed. I think that's gonna be it. Just because you were crawling through a vent does not mean you murdered a man with a .45 caliber revolver. These two things are not, not necessarily related. What if he just likes Among Us? Have you considered that, Air Judge? Order. That air vent was the only way out of that room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Air Forehead, what fairy tale does this suggest to you, Irk? Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven, I guess you could say. And that one is our pixie. Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out whooping it up in the audience. Yeah, I know. So this was his decisive evidence. Quite decisive indeed. I believe that's enough of that. What? Fuck, we're already losing. So hard. The prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene. Simple and decisive. Ugh. I believe we've heard enough to determine our verdict, even if I wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit. I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate the gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witness. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That will have to be enough. Arg! It can't be over already. I doubt it is, too. Very well, I believe this trial is finished, if the defense has no contradicting evidence. The prosecution has presented our proof clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it had better be clear and plain. Capallo, they've got us on the ropes already. We better come up with something quick. I know. Think what can get us out of this. We need evidence or a witness that can prove Machi is innocent beyond a doubt. Without that, gulp. Mr. Justice, do you have contradicting proof that can overturn the Oh God, do I? If you do, you'd better tell us about it now. This is it. And so soon! Yeah, can we get a Mr. Hat moment? That would help. If I mess this one up, it's all over! The court wants contradicting proof? Present evidence, call a witness. I don't have proof. Who the hell are we gonna... no one was in the room. How can we call a witness? No one was there. I was there. Can I call myself to the stand? That'd be badass. Postcard. Where is my... What is the evidence? I mean, I have a lot of questions, if that means anything. First of all, the keys, why were they there? Second of all, what was written and then obviously wiped away on the floor? Third of all, if you really did enter through the vent, then does that imply that he entered through the vent here, walked all the way around, and then shot twice from this direction? Fourth, he's a little boy. A .45 caliber revolver would shatter every bone in his body. Fifth, why is this vent open? I do have a lot of questions. I do have a lot of questions indeed. Don't forget his final words. Oh yeah, somebody did see it, so there is a witness. But who was the witness? That was like his entire thing. I do remember that. That was like a really big deal. Call a witness. Who saw it? Prosecutor Gavin? You claim that there were no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure? Absolutely. I'd swear it on my career as a prosecutor. And on my million-seller hit song, My Love. There he goes again. He's just so proud of himself. That's too bad, because there was a witness, actually. Ho-ho, really? But how did you come to possess knowledge the prosecution clearly does not? Well, you know, because I am the only one in the world who knows this. No big deal. What's going on? I just talked to him, and now he is dead on the floor, except not really. He's alive? Mr. Lettuce, can you hear me? Cold, so cold, I've been shot. Witness. Just say the name, bro. All you had to do was say the name. Stop screaming witness. What does this say even? Just tell me what this says, and then tell me the name of the witness. I don't care that you're bleeding to death on the floor right now. In some dirty backstage room. It doesn't matter. You gotta help me out. You're cold. Don't worry. You're going to be fine. No. Can't see. Hang in there, Mr. Lettuce. Tell me, who was the witness? The witness is Siren. What? The victim said this before he died. Perhaps he did, and perhaps he did not. What do you mean by that? All we know is what Air Forehead says he said. It's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself. No. It's court, you can't lie in here. But it's the truth, he said it. I even told you about it, but apparently you ignored me completely. It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job. That's enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours, unknown to the prosecution, I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty. I know, perhaps a stiffer penalty than usual is called for. There's no backing out now. I mean, Siren doesn't really leave it up to imagination. There's only one person that could be. You're 40 years old? Damn, bitch. What's your secret? Lamiroir! Recall Mr. Lettuce's last words that I'm not making up. The witness is Siren, Siren, Siren. The siren! Aha! He meant the siren. That's right, I assume. The siren of the ballad, Lamiroir. Lamiroir was only on stage for the second set, and she had access to the backstage area. She could have been a witness. I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin, my claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime. Very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will know to take a break from Detective Emma Skye's cross-examination. Please show Lamiroir to the... Yeah, get in here, Lamiroir. Lamiroir would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag that story out of her no matter what it is. Nice. There she is. It's the lady. It is my distinct honor to welcome the siren of the ballad to our courtroom. You are too kind. Ah, you can speak English? Yes, it's just a marketing gimmick. I can speak. This is English, by the way. That's an important thing to note. So, though I am not very good, there is much I do not know. You speak so well! Have you spent time here before? Actually, I do not know how I came by my knowledge of your language, nor where I studied it. Are we having an amnesia moment? Is this what's happening right now? What? What does she mean? She doesn't know? I too thought to call her as a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course. Why? Lamiroir suffers from... Ooh. Wow. Now that sure is funny that Lamiroir suffers from amnesia. Who could have guessed? Wow. All right, I don't know how fruitful this cross-examination's gonna be from a bitch who's got amnesia, but we'll see. Who knows? God, I love all video games, really. I think they're all really good. I gotta blow my nose again, excuse me. I almost hit escape and closed out of the game, but I have good news, I didn't. Okay, good. It's done. It was not very good. It was only like a 4 out of 10. Amnesia? Lamiroir is not my true name, yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage. Whoa, she's even more mysterious than I thought. Yeah, I agree, Trucy. You do have a point. As lauded singer Lamiroir, she lives a good life. There are little difficulties for her, thanks to her success. Yet, I did not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress. Okay. I care surprisingly little about people's pasts. That's great to know. You have nothing to fear in this court, Lamiroir, not Lamiroir. Laurel? It's impossible to say. Lonnie or Laurel, thank you. Yet, there is something I do not understand. I am being called as a witness. Why? No one will tell me anything of what happened. Lamiroir, let me be frank. Hi, I'm Frank. I did not want to ask you up here to testify, yet that young gentleman with the wide forehead over there was adamant that you stand. Okay. Congratulations, Apollo, you're the bad guy. Ugh. No, I'm not. Why are you here, Trucy? Get off the stand. Summon Mr. Hat, I'll take him. You leave. Well, now that you're here, please give us your testimony. If nothing else, the sound of your voice is welcome. Tell us what you saw the night of the crime. Okay. Did you set a guy's guitar on fire? As for what I saw nothing. I do not see it. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. That's it? That's all I have? That's not a lot of things that I can really go off of, is it? I must say, you sound wonderful just testifying. I hope she was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying. There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has the sense to admit defeat and refrain from detaining her here longer than needed. Wow, you just got badder, Apollo. Way to go. Grrr. Very well, Justice. Short and sweet. Lamiroir wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what. What I saw. What did we see? As for what I saw nothing. Okay. But you must have seen something. Mr. Lettuce named you. Mr. Lettuce? How can I tell you what I don't know? Lamiroir, he said you were a witness with his dying words. I don't know what to say, but that night... Yes. That night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. That is true. This is verifiable. It was a great concert. You heard me sing. Thank you. I was hoping to get an autograph later, actually. Apollo! Time and place. This is neither of them. Of course. Mr. Justice, this is a cross-examination. What are you talking about? If anyone deserves an autograph here, it's me. One for my... One on my gavel would be nice. Herr Judge! What's this? It's my autograph. Now keep this trial moving. What? Oh, my grandchildren will be so happy. Apparently his grandson is a big fan. That's great. Let us continue, shall we? If you would, Lamiroir. Tell us what you did after your stellar performance. Okay, so that one did not yield any fruit. I did not return backstage after the second set. Yeah? You did not return backstage once? Where were you then? What were you doing? I was cleaning up on stage. There are many things I must do for a performance other than simply sing. And was Machi with you at the time? Unfortunately, I do not know where he was. I thought you were all together all the time, both of you. So much for an alibi for Machi. That sucks. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. Okay. With Machi, correct? How was he then? He seemed as he always does, though I believe he was shocked by the news of Mr. Lettuce's death. That's understandable, it's kind of sad. Yet, he is not the type to show much emotion. Yes, he's given the police no end of headaches. He answers most questions with silence, and those glinting frames speak nothing. The questioning hasn't gotten very far. We sat there waiting. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. Okay. How was the incident explained to you? I was told nothing in detail, only that Mr. Lettuce died. Of course, investigations require some security. But Mr. Lettuce was my manager. I wanted to know more. I should have been told. Both Machi and I were beside ourselves with concern. Allow me to apologize, but please understand, keeping you in the dark was as painful for me as it was for you. Yes, I understand. Think, what doesn't ring true about her testimony? It's hard to imagine Lamiroir lying. She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. What wouldn't she tell me the night of the murder? I don't know. As for what I saw nothing. That night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. What doesn't ring true about the things of the thing? What am I missing here? Let's see. Where's my evidence? There's my evidence. This is related to you. I'm not sure what this has to do with anything, but what is the point of this? She has no easel. She has no paint in which to paint the picture. She is using just a brush. That's not how pictures work. Maybe she's the blind one and we're getting duped. Investigation request. That probably doesn't mean anything. The gun? I don't think it's the gun. The brooch? Wait a second, the brooch found at the crime scene turns out it belongs to Lamiroir. Well, now how in the hell are you gonna... Why did I find it in... Didn't you just say you didn't go to your dressing room? How could you? Staven! The brooch was in there, Staven! No more singing, Staven. As for what I saw hang on. So, that night I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. Well, wait a minute! Is this not right? But then how did it get in there? Objection! How? I'm sorry, Lamiroir, but I'm having trouble believing you. Huh? You remember this brooch, do you not? Why, that's Lamiroir's. She was wearing it for her song. Oh, that's even... Yeah, I mean... Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin? What?! This brooch was found after the murder took place, at the very scene of the crime. What? Yes. Lamiroir, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And, as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance that night. What? Okay. What is the meaning of this, Lamiroir? Explain. Lamiroir, explain? You can't just do that! She says English is quite difficult. That trick's not going to work here. I hope, but it might. Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer, truly. But you have missed one important fact. What? Is any of this verifiable? We need like a dedicated translator to come in. Why am I trusting Clavier? My enemy. In fact, at the time of the incident... I went backstage, but only for a moment. Well, then you went backstage then, didn't you? What? I don't even know if this is true. He could be making up anything right now. Think back to the moment of the crime. You know whereof I speak. Is she really saying all that? I don't know. I wish I could confirm it, but I can't. What's she talking about, Apollo? Right when the incident occurred. Oh! Is she talking about that? About what? Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Right, understood. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? Yeah. Mr. Lettuce, can you hear me? Cold, I am cold and dying. You're cold? Don't worry, you're going to be fine. Help is on the way. It wasn't. We lied to a dying man. Witness siren. Siren? How can a siren witness anything? Yipes, Emma! What was that? Oh, I didn't remember that. Oh, so she came in the room and then she said nope and slammed the door. I see. Or did she drop from the ceiling and then run out the door, dropping the brooch in the process? Emma, did you see anyone just now? Huh? No. Wait a second. No, so she walked in the door and then went through the vent. She was in the vent. She was venting. But then, I mean, could she fit in the vent? I don't know. Was she hiding in, like, the mini fridge or something? I looked into the room, just a glance, mind you. So this is when your brooch dropped? That explains that. It does. There was no other time I could have dropped it. But that's ridiculous! You only looked in for an incident, but you dropped your brooch? Air forehead? What? She has raised a possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence. So she looked in at the crime scene. Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice. Air forehead shouting, "Who's there?" No doubt. A horrible voice indeed. Ugh! I closed the door immediately. Well, that explains the brooch. Testimony again. That's too convenient. She's hiding something. Lamiroir, you did look into the room though, right? Yes. Testifies to what you saw. Okay, though it was only the briefest of glimpses. Yeah, you should've. This is really important. When my performance was finished, I went backstage for just a moment. Right? Hang on. All the way back. As for what I saw nothing. She contradicts herself in her own thing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. When my performance was finished, I went backstage for just a moment. I saw nothing. The late Mr. Lettuce's body was behind a wall. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. Think, what doesn't ring true about her testimony? It's hard to imagine Lamiroir lying. She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. What wouldn't she tell me? Oh god, there's more evidence? What evidence do I... Oh shit, my thing's active! I see my ring! It's not a ring, it's a bracelet. It's like a band. Where's the lie? Well, gee, this is all normal. And then you look over to the side, or you're not making eye contact with me. Is that suspicious? I saw nothing. The late Mr. Lettuce's body was behind a wall. Hang on. Hold that thought. You are, in fact, maybe telling the truth. I mean, if you walked in, like, right here, then you could very clearly line of sight the hand, and maybe even the face? At least a little bit of it, so I'm not so sure about that one. I mean, it's... You could. Based on where the wall is, the body is not entirely obscured by wall. Not necessarily. I don't know. The late Mr. Lettuce's body was behind a wall. Yes. Wait a second. Let's go back more. Thank you, Prelio7, for gifting a tier 1 sub. What I saw nothing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. When my performance was finished, I went backstage just for a moment. I saw nothing. The late Mr. Lettuce's body was behind a wall. Then, I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I was... Wait a fucking minute. I saw nothing. How do you know it was behind a wall? That doesn't make any sense. Because if you're saying this here, I saw nothing. The body was behind a wall, by the way. And that was when I was led backstage again, where I learned that something had happened. I saw... I'm touching. We must inspect. I saw nothing, but you are lying. Realize, realize, realize. You understand this? What do I do? Was behind a wall? What am I even perceiving right now? Just her bullshit? Gotcha, maybe. You may have seen the world, but I've seen your heart. You were flustered during your testimony just now, I think. I do not understand what it is you are saying. Perhaps this is a joke in your culture? She doesn't seem very flustered to me, Apollo. Maybe I got that one wrong? I have to look harder. I'll find the weak spot. Well, I mean, this has to be something about... What is she? Is she fiddling with, like, her hands? No, where's the fiddling happening? I'm looking really hard right now. Is she... Her mouth isn't moving. That's weird. How could she even be talking at all? Do it again. I mean, I know something's up with this one. Why else would it be lighting up? And also, I know it's bullshit. So, like, what am I messing up? Is it your earrings? What am I missing? That's not an earring. What is it? What am I not perceiving? Oh, God, I don't know. Is it something about your face and head? Bruh, I don't know. Maybe I'm just completely wrong. Do it again. Gotcha. Maybe. You may have seen the... Yeah, no, I did not get that one. Okay, maybe I'm way off base right now. I saw nothing. Yeah. Then I was led to the police, Mr. Gav... Well, that's not a lie. I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. What about this one, huh? She's staring right at me for this one. Wait a second, that wasn't the sprite last time, was it? That was where I learned. But that's not true! It's not where you learned. You may have seen we got it wrong. Thank God this doesn't take health. I think I might be stuck. Oh, that is the same as her current sprite. This one she looks away, this one she looks away. Head on. Apply directly to the forehead. What does it... I saw nothing. Then I was led by the police. I mean, this isn't the lie, though. Or is it the lie? Do it again. I still think this is the most suspicious thing, but what am I not observing? And am I trying to do it on I saw nothing? Or the late Mr. Lettuce's body was behind... It's gotta be it was behind a wall. But also, it was I saw nothing. And also, how did you know it was the late Mr. Lettuce's body behind a wall if you didn't even know at the time? Well, but... What? Your mouth is moving. You're gulping! Why are you gulping for? Wait a fucking second! I knew it was weird that your mouth wasn't going up and down to indicate talking. You were saying all that with your mouth closed, which is very impressive. The late Mr. Lettuce's body, you say? Yes. You know something more about Mr. Lettuce's death than you were saying. What? I could see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow. You can't fool my eyes. I'm very smart. It is true. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Lettuce have to be shot? One moment, Lamiroir. Yes? What was that you just said? Why did Mr. Lettuce have to be shot? Yes? Now, how did you know that Mr. Lettuce was shot? Exactly. She was hiding something. I knew it. Lamiroir, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but your words just now contradict your testimony. Huh? How could that be? Take this! Lamiroir contradicted her own testimony, and I have the evidence to prove it. It's the investigation request saying, don't tell anybody about the details of this case. It's really important for this one moment during the case. Tell me, Lamiroir, how did you know he had been shot? Oh, well, Immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet you knew that Mr. Lettuce had been shot. How could you have known? York! Got him. Okay, I did it. Well, that was easy enough, I guess. I like this mechanic because it tests if you know what part of the statement is suspicious. Well, I kind of hate the mechanic because, like, obviously I knew that the statement was suspicious, and I would have presented that evidence to begin with because of the gag order thing. So, like I knew what to do, but I just wasn't sure how to go about doing it. So I wish I could have just clicked on the thing and said, yeah, like, you get where I'm going with this, right? But whatever. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I don't like it, but it's not that bad. Lamiroir, you aren't hiding something from this court, I hope. What do you think, Judge? That sweet song of hers was sounding a little too sweet. Ah, now I remember. Please allow me to add to my testimony. Okay. All we want to know is the truth. This is definitely true. She looks kind of pale, huh? She saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so. Yes. I saw bullet holes in the wall and knew Mr. Lettuce had been shot. But is that true? Because if you're opening the door... Oh, she's kind of telling another lie again. Telling lies? Yes, Papa. How you gonna see the bullet holes if you just open the door to the room and both of the bullet holes are here and here? And also, how did your brooch end up, like, right here? You had to have stepped in quite a bit, which means you would have seen the body. Case and fucking point. I saw bullet holes in the wall, then I was led to the police... Hang on, is there more? Like, when my performance was finished, I went backstage just for a moment. I saw the bullet... Yeah, no. Yeah, actually, please be right. Oh, this is gonna be so... I'm going to hop up to, like, level 2, Matt, if this isn't correct. Thank you. Thank you. Lamiroir, they call you the siren of the ballad. But lies are hardly becoming of such a creature. A put-down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice. Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, Apollo. Stop polishing your forehead and start polishing your character, Ja. Come on, can't I be cool just once? Listen, observe the diagram. Lamiroir, you looked in from the door just for a moment, correct? Yes, that is so. There were bullet holes in the room, yes, but they were in the wall the door's on. You see, assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes. York! Great. I think I'm gonna take a drink for every York moment. We got her ass, dude. We got that ass. It was easy. Own. Easy ownage. And cheers for that one. Lamiroir! Yes? I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. I'm afraid the defense is right again for the millionth time consecutively. It appears you have been holding back something. And I must tell you, where do you think you are, bitch? I must tell you what it is that I saw. Yes. Why do you think you're here? The happenings in this trial are being recorded, and I'm certain it will be on the news in Borginia. You understand your reputation is at stake. It falls to you to avoid tarnishing it. Personally speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing. Clearly not, but she knew how Mr. Lettuce died, and he named her as a witness. You must have seen something, Lamiroir. Very well. Lamiroir, please continue your testimony. Okay, I shall. What I saw, but not lying this time, through my teeth. How exciting. That's just great. Thank you, finally. I was on my way backstage to the backstage exit. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. Whose hand is that? Is that a gloved hand? I cannot tell. If it's like a gloved hand or just like a weird hand. Do not open. Why was it open then, huh? Then why was it open, Lamiroir? There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. But it wasn't Machi. It was a grown person. I know it was. Okay. So you didn't witness the crime, and the killer was a grown person, you say? Ach, this is my first time hearing this, I assure you. Nice play, Air Forehead. Thank you. Very well, Mr. Justice, begin the cross-examination. Great going, Apollo. You were right about Lamiroir. What's wrong? You don't look too happy. This whole thing smells fishy. That's what's wrong. It all smells fishy. This entire court smells like fish. From top to bottom, what I saw. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. Okay. So you were heading toward the dressing room. Why'd you say you walked through the door then? For why? And still, if this is the case, then that, like, how did your brooch get in there? So you did walk into the door? That's what I'm most concerned about. What about the brooch? Yes. So this is a little before she opened the dressing room door and dropped her brooch. So, like, that did happen. This is canon. This is real. About the same time Emma and I heard those shots. Unless it... I mean, it had to have been her. There's just no way. Who would have taken the brooch? There's no reason to do that. Unless... Wait a second. I was on my way back. There was something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. I remember. What exactly is something like a little window? Yes, well, it's like a window, but hear me out, little. Window is the best word I know in English. I think this is how it is said, yes? You need not worry, Lamiroir. Your choice of words is impeccable. What? Yeah, it's... My argument for that statement was, can you please describe to me what a window is, Lamiroir? What does that mean exactly to you? There was a small window in the dressing room in question. Perhaps the defense remembers this detail? That little window on the wall? I, saw the crime from there. Wait a second, does it only open from one side? Is that what I said by... Wait a second, but if it only opens by one side, then who... Wait a... Is there a scene of the... there isn't. But I saw it in that last one. It said do not open. But then why would it open from the opposite side? And there's a little latch also right below the thing. That might be important, maybe. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. Yeah, I know. You are certain you heard 2 shots fired? Yes, quite certain. I was on my way to the backstage exit. This was when I heard a faint sound like a gunshot. Wondering what it had been, I peered through the window. That is when I heard the second gunshot much closer. And there were 2 bullet holes at the scene. No contradictions so far. It all happened on the other side of that window. There was nothing I could do. I know. But it wasn't Machi. It wasn't Machi who shot. Are you sure? Yes, quite certain. It amuses me that you would question her testimony. It is testimony in your favor. Isn't it my job to object? Yeah, Paulo, what were you thinking? Trucy, let's just listen to what Lamiroir has to say. Can you tell me how you were so sure? Yes, of course. You see, it was an adult person, remember? It was a grown-up person. I know it was. Okay. A grown person. That's a little vague. I am sorry. My skill with your language is lacking, I know. Certainly you could at least see whether the shooter was male or female. It was a man, a young man. And you're sure of that? Yes, his voice was quite clear. His voice? How could you hear the voice over all the loud music? Looking at this diagram, it seems the dressing room was quite cluttered. It does seem likely that you wouldn't have had a clear view of the shooter. As a singer, I rely more on my ears than my eyes. When I hear a voice, I do not forget it. Wait a second, this reminds me of Ibuki from Danganronpa 2, the second one on the island. That voice was the voice of a man. So you heard a voice, but wait. Couldn't that have been the victim, Mr. Lettuce? Absolutely not. Did I not literally just explain that I don't forget the voices and what I hear? If it was Mr. Lettuce who spoke, I would have known. Indeed. So, you were at the window, and you heard the shooter's voice, the voice of a young man. Apollo, this is a good testimony. That proves it wasn't Machi. Indeed. If this turns out to be true, it would cast this case in a considerably different light. What is the defense's opinion of this testimony? It's pretty good. It's contradictory, Your Honor. I don't see so... Why am I jazzed about this? Why would I even have the option to say that it's contradictory if it's not contradictory? Is it contradictory? She heard the shooter. Okay. Well, present your evidence, you know. How do I... It's not the lyric sheet. How could it be? The postcard, the investigation request, the revolver, the brooch, the mixing board? I mean, would that be it? Is that a thing that is actually going to be useful to me? I don't see how it would be. Keyring, autopsy, crime photo. That's just... That picture doesn't have any sound in it. That's why they call it a picture. And the diagram, of course. But like... It has to be contradictory, right? Why am I getting this option if it's not? That's so weird. What? We would just say, yeah, that's... But it's too sweet. That's what we were just talking about. Sugar, sugar. Oh, it's too sweet. Oh, that night in your embrace, when you stole away the keys my heart held on to so tight. Pleasure, pleasure, but a fleeting melody. It wraps itself around me, and now through the air I fly. Whoa, whoa. Burning on in my heart, fire burn my love away, all away like a bullet of love. Fire, take my life away, all away. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. I don't think that has anything to do with anything, but I do like reading it sometimes, because it's going to be, like, important later. And I need to burn it into my brain. Like, Clavier's guitar burn, you see. Postcard, no, that doesn't have any sound. I mean... Just fuck it. We'll figure... It is contradictory, and we're gonna figure this out. Though it pains me to say this, there's something about Lamiroir's testimony that rings false. Huh? Bravo, Air Forehead. You're colder than I thought. I'm sure you remember what the problem is as well as I do, Gavin. As has been established, even, no grown man could pass through the air vent. He couldn't have fled the scene of the crime. But that means Lamiroir has to be lying. Well, that's true. I know, and I know it's bad for our case, but I can't shut my eyes to this. Believe me, the idea was tempting. It is as Air Forehead says, yet this is not the only contradiction within her testimony. What's next? What's he talking about? Lamiroir, I understand why you would want to protect Machi, yet remember, you are the siren of the ballad, and lies do not become such a creature. Sirens? Isn't their whole thing that they lure fishermen and sailors to their death? That's a lie to me. What does the prosecution mean? Apollo, what's he talking about? How come no one bats an eye when he says stuff like that? I recall the state of the crime scene quite well. The state of the room? Yes, I do. And when the murder took place, that window was closed. That's what I'm talking about. Look, there's a little hatch, but I don't think there's a little hatch on the other side, unless there is. Why would there even be a hatch that says do not... So you have the ability to open it, but do not open it? Well, what happens if you open it? Is that a load-bearing small window? I find it hard to believe you could hear a voice through it. I mean, it's glass. Sure you can. Of course you can. Can't you? Why not? What? But I'm sure. Lamiroir, I have nothing but the highest regard for your musical sense, but my opinion of you as a witness is somewhat lesser. Okay. But she's the only eyewitness we have! Yes, and she's lying through her fucking teeth, Justice. Air Forehead, and the victim named her the Siren as the witness. That's right, that's what Mr. Lettuce... We heard your claim, we even entertained the possibility, and it brought us to this. Slam. His hand has to hurt. Air Judge? Yeah? The prosecution requests that the witness be excused. Please. Why? I'm afraid I must honor the prosecution's request. There is indeed a question of the witness's credibility, but if Lamiroir can't testify, then we don't have a chance of proving Machi's innocence. This cross-examination is over, Prosecutor Gavin. You may continue making your case. Danke. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, I would like to hear from Fraulein Detective again. No, hang on, wait a second. Let me hear Lamiroir's testimony one more time. But the cross-examination is already over. Until such a time as a need arises, this witness may leave the stand. I'm sorry I could not be of more assistance. No! Help! What? Ah, we're so screwed. This is not good. At last, back to the real trial. Ready, Air Forehead? Grrr, I hope I didn't just miss my only chance. Well, considering we didn't lose any health, I think we're okay. Fraulein Detective, how far had we gotten until we were so rudely interrupted? Don't ask me. What am I, a detective? I dislike saying the same thing twice, and I never repeat a song for an encore. If you would, Miss Skye. I believe I was saying that the only way Mr. Lettuce's killer could have escaped was through the vent on the ceiling. Ah, yes. There was only one door in that room, and a witness, you, was standing in front of it. Their vent isn't very big, see? Kind of limits the people who could possibly get through. I certainly would have a difficult time. You sure would. Not that you would have been there in the first place, though. In case that wasn't clear. Remember, the whole backstage area was off limits to people not involved with the concert. The only one who meets the conditions for our killer is the defendant. A virtuoso performance! I couldn't have put it better myself. She does state a clear case. Though, reading the report, something caught my eye. Oh, what's that? The circumstances of the defendant's arrest. The circumstances? What do you mean? Hey, that's right, Apollo. Remember when we found Machi? That was weird. Oh yeah, she's right. Why did Mr. Lettuce's body disappear from the room? I honestly forgot that this happened. And end up on top of that stage tower, holding a guitar, no less. How the hell did you do that? A perceptive observation, Air Judge. Ah, thank you. It was kind of an accident, really. But you work in this job long enough. You get a nose for things. The judge sure seems pleased with himself. When is he not? Very good, Fraulein Detective. Perhaps you can tie it all together for us. Why was the body moved? And how does that lead us to the killer? The missing body. I don't know. I am unsure. I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics, okay? He moved the body to match Lamiroir's song. No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. And Machi practically left his signature at the scene. All of this evidence clearly points to the defendant. Okay. Lamiroir's song? What do you mean? Yes, the guitar serenade, remember? You noticed its code too, did you not? What, like how a lot of weird things coincided with the song? Yeah, I do remember that, actually, freakishly enough. All the events that day followed the lyrics to our song. I know. Sugar, sugar, oh that night. First, Jesus, what? First, the keys my heart held onto so tightly were stolen. I know. Then Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames on stage. Mr. Lettuce's life was taken by a bullet. This is true. This did happen. The rest hardly needs an explanation. Guitar, up together to the sky? That's mad! It's like a story out of some fairy tale. Yeah, you don't say. I admit I'd forgotten about the song. No, I didn't. I did not. But there it is now, waiting for me. The grand finale, as it were. Hey, you know what I was... You know I was the first one who first noticed that the first time. I've heard of jumping rope to songs and continuing to songs. But killing, counting to songs even, it's a wild world out there, Air Judge. Very well. We've heard one song and dance. Let's get on to the next, the cross-examination. I'm not so sure I'm going to be doing much singing, though. The missing body. Let us talk about the missing body. I believe Machi stole the body because of some lyrics. Okay. Who would steal a body just to match some lyrics? I didn't believe it myself, but it just can't be a coincidence. It is as Fraulein Detective says. Let us begin with the first verse, if you would, Fraulein Detective. What? You want me to sing it? You are the witness, Ja? Or did you want me to sing? I warn you, my fee as vocalist is not trivial. Fine. Let's look at the first part of the lyrics, shall we? It's very important that we sing this, or else it's basically useless. When you stole away the keys my heart held on to so tight. Indeed, my favorite heart-shaped key ring was stolen that morning. Next, we go to the right page of the lyric sheet, where we find, burning on in my heart, fire burned my love away all the way. Yes. As we know, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flames. I know, I was there, I saw it. It was weird when that happened. Like a bullet of love, fire, take my life away, all away. Bang! Mr. Lettuce's life was taken by a bullet. That's weird. Bravo, Fraulein Detective, you're singing. It's not bad. Now for the finale. Guitar, guitar, up together to the sky. As it says in the lyrics, Mr. Lettuce. Guitar, up together in the sky, was found with a guitar high in the sky over the stage. Emma Skye. Huh? Huh? No series of coincidences could be so well conceived. Yeah, he's right, scientifically speaking. What would Walkie have said? That concert was whack? Yeah, probably. Why are we thinking about him still? It's hard to argue when she pours her heart into it like that. Anyway, the shooter... Well, that was awesome. He moved the body to match Lamiroir's song. I'm not saying that's not true. Does the prosecution have any idea why he'd do this at all? You want my scientific opinion? No clue. But he clearly had a reason to go through all that trouble. Some deeper reason. A deep reason? Was it Shark Boy? Did Shark Boy do all this weird shit for some reason? Yeah, maybe. Is that Neo Starfire in the chat? They love each other. What? Okay, if you say so, Neo Starfire. Not only did he steal my keys, he torched my guitar! Unforgivable acts, even if he had a reason, and worse if he had none. The Diva's complaints aside, I can't imagine someone doing this on just a whim. Fraulein Detective, I take offense at that. Indeed, it does seem too well rehearsed, shall we say. Yes, this crime was planned for sure. I believe it, aren't they all? No one in this country had a motive to kill the victim. Are you sure about that? What if there's a crazy fan who is just bloodthirsty and also crazy? But Mr. Lettuce spoke English. He may have come to this country before. I looked into that, I assure you. Oh. It was his first time in this country, it seems. Apparently, he learned English on his own. Great. You see, no one here had a motive to kill him, and certainly not in such an elaborate fashion. It does seem difficult to imagine. Unless our famous prosecutor did it as a publicity stunt. Whoa, that's not, you can't just joke about that, what? Prosecutor Gavin, you did this to promote your song? What, did he really do it, do you think? No, I did not do that, and I am quite dismayed by the ludicrous nature of her claim. This is a murder trial, Emma. Now is not the time for a joke of that nature, I don't believe. Why would I need promotion? Everyone already listens to my music anyway. It doesn't even matter. They're even in my textbooks at school. Why the fuck? What? And I never heard of them. What does that say about me? I don't know, man. All I did was graduate law school. So I guess I'm pretty stupid. Thank you, Anon, for gifting Neo Starfire 55 a tier 1 sub. Thanks, Anon. Enjoy your gifted tier 1 sub, Neo Starfire. That's great. I was just kidding. Don't get all worked up, Glimmer Boy. And Machi practically left his signature at the scene. What, the fingerprints? What do you mean by his signature? His fingerprint? The bullet holes in the wall, of course. The bullet holes? The revolver was fired twice. One shot missed and left a hole in the wall. That's right. Well, they both... I mean, there was a hole... There were two. Two of them, actually. And that means what exactly? That dressing room isn't exactly spacious. Picture the shooter facing off with the victim in there. They can't have been more than 5 feet apart. It would be difficult, almost impossible, to miss at that range. Difficult to miss, you say? Very. Assuming the shooter could properly aim... No, you can't be serious. Machi, he can't see. That's why he missed? How did he know he hit? Why wouldn't he just unload the whole revolver? It's the only explanation that makes sense. He used sound and other senses to fire the gun. Poorly. That reminds me, the monitor in that room was blaring at the time, Ja. Hardly ideal conditions for tracking by sound. A blind shooter? No wonder he missed. I knew those bullet holes would come back to taunt me even, and taunt me. Think, Justice, what do I do now? Sit back and watch or raise an objection? Well, we should probably raise an objection, right? This is kind of like the thing that I do. Sure, there were bullet holes left in the wall. But that doesn't prove the shooter couldn't see, which is true. Oh, how so? Because how yes? I don't know. Well, there could have been a struggle with the victim. That's certainly possible. And it might have been the revolver's fault. The revolver? The revolver was a very large caliber, correct? If the shooter wasn't used to firing such a large weapon, why, it could dislocate their shoulder. Exactly. The defendant, Machi Tobai, is, as you can see, a little boy. It's not so hard to picture him firing the gun and missing entirely. The kickback alone would throw off his aim. A convincing argument, to be sure. Ha-ha! Take that, smug prosecution. Apollo? What? That bit about Machi being tiny and the gun throwing off his aim? Aren't you kind of, admitting that he did it? What? No? Not necessarily. It does not matter why he missed. What matters is that the shooter was, without a doubt, the defendant. Even the defense seems to agree on that point. Yerk! Cripes! I really put my foot in it this time. But I'm losing points for sure, right? But let's get the facts of the matter on the record. If you would, Fraulein Detective. Okay. Very well, the witness will add to the testimony. Okay. So, from the state of the crime scene, I concluded that the shooter was blind. Tell me about that. You can't say he was blind just because of those bullet holes in the wall. I think I've proven that. I wouldn't call it proof per se. What? You've merely raised a possibility. What? Fraulein Detective has made a most logical conjecture based upon the evidence. Of course, there is more evidence than just bullet holes. The defendant was the only one who could have escaped through the air vent. Yeah, so you see it pop up for like a fraction of a second. But wait, if he was blind, how would he know about the air vent in the first place? That's a good point. Thank you, Anon, for another gifted tier 1 sub, but to Dave this time. Ah, a very good point. Well, Fraulein Detective, if you would care to explain. He certainly seems sure of himself. Recall the crime scene, if you would. There was a stepladder below the air vent. As it happens, maintenance was scheduled for that day. Custodial staff went around checking all the vents. That's a good thing. Thank you, Anon, for gifting a tier 1 sub, but to Darkle this time. Thank you, Anon, for all the gifts. Thank you. I don't believe it. Everyone backstage was told about the maintenance, including Machi Tobai. He would have known that there would have been a way out at the top of the stepladder. But why is this the first time I'm hearing about this? You could have figured it out for yourself. No, I couldn't have. I don't know. I've never been backstage. I don't know the intricacies. Sometimes you just have ladders laying around. Maybe that's just normal. You only needed to consider what that stepladder was doing there. Looks like defense's objection has been squished by a stepladder. Well, there, forehead, out of ammunition, perhaps? I've never seen Prosecutor Gavin so aggressive. Maybe he's caught the scent of blood. Apollo, don't you have something? Anything? You know what we need? We need something to prove the killer could see. That'll put him in his place. Proving the shooter was sighted would do it. That would take down one of their central points. Do I have any evidence that can prove that, though? Oh, God. What evidence proves that the shooter could see, but actually... it's... The autopsy says this is not important. Why would that be important? Show me the map. So, maybe he was clumsy, so he knocked over, like, the things, and then he stumbled his way through all the furniture, and then he climbed up the ladder? But that doesn't, I mean, how does that help me? I'm arguing against myself right now. This is one of my professions. It's got to be something about the gun, right? But, like, this doesn't tell me, no. Something about the bullet holes? And the diagram? I mean, this is just chock full of evidence. This doesn't prove dick. What am I doing? The autopsy. Still nothing. The crime photo. Oh, I see it. Why was it wiped away? Type photograph submitted as evidence by prosecutor Gavin. Victim shot in the shoulder in Lamiroir's room. Touch the check button for more detail. I want more details. We were trying to talk about this like the entire time. So obviously, if you see something written in blood and like that's the name of the dude, and you wipe it off, then you can probably see it. I don't think you could hear it. Speaking the name, that's gotta be it, right? I've got just the thing. Fine, I accept the prosecution's challenge, as I knew you would, Air Forehead. What exactly am I up against here? The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because he or she couldn't see, therefore Machi, who is blind, did it. The defense will please present their evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter could... It's this one, I hope. Please? This is that evidence! The photograph of the crime scene? I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face, but this is no time to think twice. Time to press on! Yes, Your Honor, the crime scene. There is something in here that decisively contradicts the prosecution's point. Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, Ja! Very well, show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. It's the blood. It's this one right here. Thank you. The contradiction is right here. The smeared bloodstains. I thought it was just my blurry vision, but it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head, much like a gesture I have seen many times in this court, it's almost as if he wrote something. Oh, really, Emma? Oh, really, Detective Emma Skye? Do you think so? Is it almost as if he wrote something with his blood? Do you think? Oh my goodness. I gotta take a drink right now. Cheers for just a definite Emma moment. Emma is having a moment. And so am I, to be fair. Happy Forensic Friday, indeed. It's a great one. Aha, I get it. At least I think I do, maybe. Get what, Fraulein? When Mr. Lettuce was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? And what would he write it in but his own blood? Pretty good, huh? Thanks for making my point for me. 15-year-old girl who's standing up here for some reason. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here too. That does seem to be a distinct possibility. The victim wrote the killer's name? It's certainly a logical conclusion. Drat, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. Yeah, me too. Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer, I certainly wouldn't want to leave my own name behind. Neither would I. Uh-huh. No one has anything else to say after that. Yeah, we're so close. We're almost there, guys. Come on. About what? So the prosecution accepts this? You agree this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer? And that the killer tried to rub the name out? What's your point? Hello? Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Lettuce was writing something in blood once the killer saw what it was. Uh-huh, Emma? Yeah, then what happened? Oh, wait a second. Once he saw what it was? But what did you just testify about the shooter? I said they were blind. Oh, shit! Yes! Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? May I remind the count that the defendant, Machi Tobai, is blind. He couldn't have been the shooter. Impossible. We're getting that ass, dude. Order. Prosecutor Gravin, please explain to me what this all means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see, yet up until now... It seems I owe the court an apology. What? The Gaviniers are a band with the law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred. During our concert, apparently this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports... What? Where are we going with this, man? Were not filed in an entirely timely manner. I'm not sure I like the vibe I'm getting here. Bad vibes. Hey, Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? Like he knows something we don't know, and he's about to tell us something that we don't know and own us? I've got an idea. Let's rock! With these documents, but before that, I have a question for the Fraulein detective, if I may. What? Tell me, why do you think that Machi Tobai is blind? Bro, how could we possibly know that information? What did he say? What are you saying? Of course he's blind. Of course. He's the blind pianist, right? So he's... Doesn't Lamiroir lead him around by the hand all the time? Oh no. I have a report here on the defendant, Machi Tobai. According to this, Machi Tobai can see perfectly well. What a twist! He wasn't blind at all? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. His blindness was merely a publicity stunt by those clever Borginians. Those damn crafty Borginians. He can see quite well. I think every single time a blind character and a shocking twist of fate, which no one possibly could have seen coming, is not blind, that's gotta be a drink, right? I think so. It has to be. I mean, come on. I think so. I think so. Cheers. Never should have come to this country. That's all I'm saying. We gotta stop importing people from Borginia until we can figure out what the hell is going on here. That's all I'm saying. Japanifornia first, okay? Japanifornia first. But you said... What did I say exactly? Huh? Air Forehead, not once in the course of this trial have I claimed the defendant was blind. I just let it happen. A lot of other people claimed it all the time. I didn't say it, though. Tee-hee. I tricked you. The only one who did was Fraulein Detective. A significant fact, yes, consider Machi Tobai sees. And he was the only one who could have fled through that air vent. I see no problems with this. But what about the bullet holes in the wall? Yes, the bullet holes. I believe Air Forehead neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the .45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off for brighter skies. Emma skies. This is where the real fun begins, Air Forehead. Yarg! That's a real yarg moment. That's not good. Now what are we gonna do? I knew you didn't have what it took. You jerk! Just what was I here for? Comic relief? Yeah. Apologize. Ha 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 ha. Oh, sorry. That's no way to apologize. He's angered the Trucy now. Look out. If we can please end the bickering now. Whatever, I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me. But your testimony has already given us enough to convict the defendant. Don't say it like that. I don't like that. Aha! Aha who? This bloodstain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right? That seems to be what happened, yes. We might be able to find out what was really written there. What? Really? For serious? Is that for science? Yeah, we could. It's called luminol. Maybe you know of it? It's a chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of it a couple of times. Ah, yes. Have we done those tests yet? Ha, as if I'm going to tell you. The bloodstains covered a section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now. Yeah, probably. It seems important. Right, go for it, Apollo. What? I have to do the test? You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple. A chemical that reacts to blood. I've heard of this somewhere. Yes, I believe an analysis is called for. Have at it. Why in the fuck would I be the one to conduct this test? What? Why me? Emma, you're standing right here. This is your idea. It was submitted as evidence. Shouldn't it be in a lapse? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I went to law school, not whatever this is. School. It's easy as pie, actually. This is really, really stupid. This is one of the most this is not my job moments probably in the entire franchise. So, for that, I will take a drink. But we need the interactivity. Did you know you can touch the screen of the Nintendo DS, guys? Isn't that incredible? We have to shoehorn it in the most weird ways possible. We have to do it. It's the only way. To prove that it wasn't altered outside of court? Bruh, you send it to the crime lab and then they fucking figure it out and then they give us the report. Do we need to do the autopsies on every single body just to make sure that it wasn't tampered with before the court? I don't think so. I don't think that's how this should work at all. Just touch the screen to spray the area. Okay, here, give it a try. The eyes of the entire court are focused on me. Apollo, your hands are shaking. Grah, let's do this. Luminol. Luminol, Luminol. Oh, God. 90. Yes, I'm clicking on it. What? Wow. It really works. This must be the power of science. It says, oh no, IPSX 314206. Man, maybe he lost too much blood, because, like, what the fuck are you trying to write, brother? Is that the killer's name? Maybe it is. If the killer... Aha, I have it. What? So what is it? I thought those letters, IPX, looked familiar even. This is an Interpol ID number. An Interpol... What, you mean the International Police Agency? Yes, most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. But why would he write that number? Because it was... this guy who is that thing. Final answer. I submit my answer. This dude definitely did it 100%. I'll eat a weed if I'm wrong. Why would Mr. Lettuce even know a number like that? Good show, Fraulein Detective. Rock on. Eh, what? Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come up to the witness stand. Now, ain't that weird, Darian? You heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol ID number. Okay, give me like 30 minutes. No, give me 27. Okay? I'm not sure what to think of all this. The prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. Yet if this number is really that of an Interpol agent... Oh, wait, I know. What if Machi Tobai is really an undercover Interpol agent? That would be a possibility. He is like 5, but a possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for a certain. Why did Lettuce know an Interpol ID number? This is like an important question for sure. That's what I want to know. It's a great question. Well, we have some time while we wait Darian's report. Let's work on unraveling another mystery, shall we? A curious mystery concerning Machi Tobai. What are you talking about? Fraulein Detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see, just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you. You had me until that last bit, you asshole. Does this not raise a rather straightforward question? Well, yeah, a lot of them. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see? Publicity. We went over this. Next question. Exactly. It makes little sense. What do you think, Air Forehead? It happens all the time. You fake a disability to get more clout. What do you mean? Huh? Me? Who, me? Machi Tobai pretended he was blind. Do you know why? How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he? He knows from the start of the trial. He's been leading us on the whole time. Something wrong? Do you think perhaps this is all some kind of game? Yes, it is a game, because I'm playing it right now. Also, I forgot to drink for the 11037 moment. So, that is something that I have to do, and cheers for that one. Awesome. And cheers. Oh wait, no, I need to pour more water into my big Arthas Wrath of the Lich King cup. And maybe you can even hear me do that right now. I'm not so sure, but that's it. Okay. And now that that's done, I can take this drink. Cheers. And now we can play. Thank God this is just a game. Pack Baby Yoda Cup. Adrian, I'll bring Baby Yoda Cup again. Fine. Know that the moment I heard that report, I knew why. I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else. What does that have to do with anything? There was a reason why Machi Tobai pretended to be blind, but it wasn't for his own sake. Getting the picture now? It wasn't for himself? Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? Probably. Machi had no reason to pretend he couldn't see. Which means, no, it couldn't be. Good show, Air Forehead. It seems you've thought of something. Grr, why can't I figure these things out on my own? I hate having to take my cues from this guy. Very well, look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see. Oh God, why was he pretending he couldn't see? Is there something in the lyrics? What is in the lyrics? Guitar serenade, sugar, sugar. Oh, that night you're embraced when you stole the key to the heart. Pleasure, pleasure, but a fleeting melody wraps around me and to fly through the air. Whoa, whoa, burning on in my heart. Fire, burn my love away. All away like a bullet of love. Fire, take my life away. All away. I don't know where I'm going with this, man. Why did he necessarily have to feign blindness? Postcard. Retrieve from Gavin's dressing room. Publicity postcard. Check for details. It's the Lamiroir sightseeing musique. Okay. The sightseeing musique. Is that anything to do with anything? I mean, like, aside from the title of the thing, is Lamiroir blind? Was Lamiroir blind the entire time? I could totally see that being the case. So maybe that's sightseeing. But but she's blind, actually. Ain't that ironic? But like the boy, but then why wouldn't you just advertise the girl as being blind and the boy is not? Wouldn't it be, I don't know. Type documents. This is the investigation request. I don't think that has anything to do with why he would be blind. The revolver, no. Brooch, probably not. I don't see why this would be useful in any capacity. Found at the crime scene, no. Mixing board, that's your ears, not even your eyes, bro. Key ring. That's a heart key ring. Found in the victim's left hand, holds the keys to a guitar case and a motorcycle. But for why? But for why is this going on? Lettuce, autopsy report, crime photo. It's probably not this thing, but again, that doesn't prove that Lamiroir is blind or anything like that. What am I looking for here? Is it the postcard? Type other retrieve from Gavin's dressing room. Lamiroir's own publicity postcard. It's her own publicity postcard. And she's painting nothing because she's blind. And it's the sightseeing musique. And that's good enough for me. Fuck it. Launch it. Ship it. That is Lamiroir. Lamiroir and Machi Tobai. Recall their... He's not in the photo, is he? Yeah, no, I'm not crazy. This isn't some, like, magic eye picture. Recall their relationship. In particular, their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country. What actually happened is he was leading she around. Oh my gosh. Their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country. Lamiroir and her pianist. They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. But he was the thing I just said, right? Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind. She led him at all times, never letting go. All times? Yet, we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Machi could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time? Well, wasn't it part of their performance? I think there's a simpler explanation. What if they were both blind? Now that'd be a good twist. Machi did not need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing. Really? Really, it was the other way around! The one who needed to be led by the hand was the ocean! I mean, the Lamiroir! What's this? So, you mean to say that Lamiroir she's... Yes, Your Honor, Lamiroir is blind. Justice is blind, even, some might say. I like how Arrested Development did it better. What? Yes. Yes, I know. Order! This is crazy, Prosecutor Gavin. Is it, though? Please shed some sanity on this madness. The defense has made an outrageous claim. The only thing outrageous I see, phrasing, about the defense is his vast forehead. Yet I see it is not vast in vain this time. He's quite correct. You son of a bitch. But that makes no sense. Yeah, wasn't she supposed to be the landscape painter in the sound or something? Well, since we have her here, bring her out. Let's see her. Why not ask her herself? I believe she is still in the witness's waiting room. Apollo, what does this mean for our case? I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. I hadn't even imagined it until now. What a twist! Bailiff? Lamiroir? So anyway, whenever there's a character who's quote-unquote blind, but they're not, that's a drink. Whenever there's a character who's not blind and they are blind, that's also a drink, you know? It's the same way all the way around. Lamiroir. Hands on hips. Lamiroir, what are you doing over? What is going on? You gotta shed some light. How could you see what was in the little small window if you can't even see? Explain that one to me, Lamiroir, if you can. If your mouth works, unlike your eyeballs. Cheers. Lamiroir. It pains me deeply to call you before us again in this way, and yet I must. Please do not be concerned on my behalf. Those eyes, she really can't see? Really? It is true. What? How funny it is that a tiny lie born in the Borginian countryside would one day grow to entangle the entire world. Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. The entire world? You're not like that famous. None of this is really that important. You gotta calm down a little bit. So you are? Yes, as I mentioned before, I have no memory of the time before I became Lamiroir. Know, too, that my memories begin in darkness. The word light has no meaning for Lamiroir. Okay. You may recall me saying something toward the beginning of this trial there, Forehead. What? I believe I said it was unfortunate this crime had no direct witness. Now, Lamiroir, I must ask you to stand once more. Will you testify to the court about your eyes? Yes. It was never my intent to deceive any of you. Yeah, it was! You flat out said to the entire court that you saw something that is literally not possible for you to do! It's not my intent to deceive you. I beg to differ, personally. Maybe it's just a matter of opinion, but no, I do think she was on a load of bullshit. Multiple times, 2 times. Wasn't her cross-examination called What I Saw and What I Saw number 2? I saw the bullet holes. I saw through the little window. I saw him dead behind the wall. My ass. I did not see it. I do not see it. I do hear it, obviously, but I do not see it. Oh, man. Drink for Lamiroir moment. That's crazy. Okay. May I begin, Your Honor? Yeah, sure. Though I admit I'm a little lost here. I think we're all a bit lost here, Your Honor. Damn, he's just like me for real. Lamiroir's eyes. I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound because of the amnesia. Does she even have amnesia? Is she full of shit right now? What if, hear me out, she's not blind? What if she actually can see all along and we're getting, like, triple tricked? That'd be crazy. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this, so silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. Okay. But this is a murder trial. I know. I'm sorry, though. I'm sorry. It was part of my contract, you see. I think you being on the witness stand during a murder trial trumps whatever stupid fucking contract you have. I was to keep my blindness a secret no matter what. Right hand on the Bible, swearing to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. Your Honor, it's a little bit of perjury. Just a little bit. You understand. It's for the contract. It's just business, Judge. It's just business. Music is everything for me. I never imagined something like this would... Well, you should imagine it. It happened. A guy just died, and you need to tell us the truth. She told us the truth in the beginning. When she said she saw nothing. Very well. Does the defense have anything to add? I'd like to cross-examine... For the third time, preferably. But what is there left to ask? There are a lot of things. She's blind. There was one thing in her testimony that bothered me. Perhaps it is best we let you get it out of your system. Someday you'll come to understand the importance of thinking for yourself. Very well, the defense may proceed. However, be aware this court will not tolerate any questions deemed too stressful to the witness. Are you fucking kidding me? She's getting a free ride just because of her disability? I don't think that's very fair, Your Honor. Okay, there was only one part that bothered me. Just let me ask about that and I'll be happy. Okay. Does that mean if I press a statement, I'll get in trouble? I have no memory of the light. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound. My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this. So, silly as it may sound, and it does sound silly indeed, I had to pretend I could see. Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. I suppose that's her confession of sorts. There's just one part of that bothers me, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. Just in case, we didn't make it explicitly clear whether... I didn't mean to do that! I'm sorry! Yes, I see yes while saving. I'm gonna click yes, obviously. Press this statement. So, you don't know why you went blind? Thank you, VHS for Life 97 for 100 bits. Atheists get to commit perjury since swearing on the Bible don't mean jack to them, right? Yeah. I'll swear to God all the time. Who cares? I don't believe in that shit. That don't matter to me. It's fine. Let me be smited now. Right now. I'll raise the state. Let my entire chat be smited now. Okay? If there's one more perjury committed in this court, every single person watching this struck by lightning at the same time. Why us? Well, what's more important? Just me being smited or all of you watching being smited? I feel like that raises the stakes substantially. Let's see what happens, guys. Who knows? I do not. I may have been born this way, in fact. I don't know. Haha, amnesia. It's fruitless to attempt to pry into her past, and I might add, it's a delicate subject. I'm not sure we can reasonably expect Mr. Justice to do anything delicately. Hey, why I oughta take a deep breath and clam down. What I am now is all that I have. It is enough, I think. Oh, we can't press all these. We're fine. I debuted in a world of darkness and sound, okay? We gotta take a drink for why I oughta, right? I think that's definitely deserving of some type of thing. Apollo Justice really said why I oughta take a deep breath and clam down. Just clam down, man. It's okay. Kate is going to stream tomorrow with 0 viewers. Joke's on you, I'm probably not even going to stream tomorrow. I'll be in San Diego, watching Taylor Swift documentaries on Adriana's projector with Smith. So ha, gotcha. Weren't you nervous to hit the stage in your condition? No, not at all, surprisingly. It felt natural singing in front of everyone. It's something just anyone can do. She has talent, that much is quite clear. You might even say she is beloved by the gods of music. Even without light, I live perfectly happy in my world of sound. If that is a talent, as you say, then I thank the gods responsible. What about your PR motto, even? My producer came up with my PR line before he knew this? Okay. Perhaps your music reminded him of the Borginian scenery. No, it was quite the opposite, actually. The opposite. According to my producer, my music has a certain global quality. What? Multicultural, if you will, hard to pin to one region. When people listen to it, they picture the country closest to their hearts. Good enough. So this is like when Taylor Swift sings about a boy, and then all of the people listening are like, wow, I can relate to that one boy, except the boy is a country. Now that's smart. Lamiroir, there's a lot going on up there, I can tell. Which is why my music has reached so many. What a lovely story. Shut up, I'm gonna strangle you and Mr. Hat together at the same time. It sounds like this producer might have known what he was doing after all. Clearly, she's very popular. My songs are nothing more than a white canvas. To me, the real landscape painter are the listeners. When I think of that, I do not mind how I am represented to the world so much. Wait a second. No, never mind. I was gonna say something stupid, but I don't have to, because, I realized that it was stupid, you see. Yet, one thing quickly led to another. So, silly as it may sound, I had to pretend I could see. Yes. Was that to protect your image as the landscape painter in sound? That does not matter so much to me, really. But the label is quite concerned about it, I think. A landscape painter who can't see? That's like a pianist who can't play, huh? I'm not sure you can compare your dad to Lamiroir. The world is well, they're both con artists, so yeah, I suppose it's accurate. The world of commercial music is filled with these little white lies. White lies? You're lying about a major disability. I would not call that a white lie. I would call that morally reprehensible, and you shouldn't do it. Just sing the songs, bitch. And you are blind. Why would you not just say that you are blind? Wouldn't that make you more popular and beloved? I would assume so, but apparently I don't know him as much as Lamiroir's producer, because he's doing something right. Nothing is sacred when it comes to publicity. Ain't that the truth? Everyone on my staff knew, of course, but no others. Okay. When you say your staff, do you include Mr. Lettuce? Of course, he was my manager. So he knew, and that's what's been bugging me. Something the matter, Mr. Justice. I believe I know what is bothering our young defense attorney. Sorry, you keep on calling me like young and shit. Let's compare and contrast. 24? Wait, how old am I? Why is my profile not on here? I'm not even profiling myself? I should have the most detailed profile about myself right here. I don't know. He's 24. That's like ancient, really, if you think about it. Huh? Is he right, Apollo? I don't know, Trucy. I didn't really read it clearly. I'm 22? Oh, well, he's basically a baby in that case. Yes, I was. He's alive? Mr. Lettuce, can you hear me? Cold, I'm so cold. Witness, you're cold, don't worry, help's on the way. Yada, 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 can't see, siren, can't see. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, can't see, you know what I mean? The witness is siren, just say her, Lamiroir, just say Lamiroir. Mr. Lettuce told me to ask the witness, and he named you. Well, he didn't, but he kinda did. That's like if I shot somebody and then they said, streamer, ask the streamer. And they're like, what? What do you mean? Why would you not just say the name? Why would he do that? He knew you were blind. I don't know. Tisk, tisk. What did I just say? You need to learn to think for yourself. Shut up. Meaning what? There is no mystery here if you recall everything he said. Think of his last words once more. The witness, siren, we've heard them many times, along with a little play acting by our defense. I remember them well myself, but that statement is not to what I refer. Huh! I mean what he said before that. Before? What came before that? I don't... Oh, shit! That's right, oh shit. He tried to tell you. When he said, can't see, he wasn't even talking about himself. Wait a second, are you serious? You mean that he was referring to a blind person when he said can't see? What? No. Because that would mean... No. This is unacceptable. This is unbelievable, and I cannot believe this. That definitely deserves a drink. How is this even... There's no way. Because... No. I love that cow emote. He was talking about the witness, by the way. I see. Bad choice of words, Judge. Again, too bad the defense did not. Clavier! Bad! Jumps over the table. Bad. You can't say that. This is a court of law. You can't make fun of her disability. Too bad the defense did not. That definitely deserves a drink, too. Come on, man. Be professional about all this. This is a very sensitive subject, a very sensitive topic. I'm streaming. You're gonna get me banned. Okay. Well, Air Forehead, try relaxing and looking at the facts first next time. Irk! That's an irk. I'm irking. The irk is happening. Order! Recall Lamiroir's earlier testimony. Okay. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There were 2 shots. I couldn't do anything to stop it. Well, obviously, it's a gun. But she couldn't have heard those gunshots. I thought we proved that. Because there was a flimsy piece of glass blocking her earshot? I find that, frankly, hard to believe. That is not the most important point here. The moment he was shot, Mr. Lettuce witnessed her through that window. Why else would he have named her as the witness? But I really did hear them. 2 gunshots and the man's voice. Unfortunately, such a thing was impossible. The window was closed. You can hear things through a window. It's a window! They're not that thick. You can definitely hear the funky airwaves happening on the opposite side. Faintly, for sure. A gunshot? The shot from a .45 caliber revolver? Yeah, I think you're gonna be able to hear that one. I did. Oh, Judge, remember how I wasn't even there? Me or Emma, for that matter, and I heard the gunshots? I didn't hear him scream the name or whatever, but like, you know, who knows? We have already run a simulation, of course. Oh, they ran the sim? They simmed this? But it was so clear, not close. If I heard that voice again, I would know it in an instant. Your Honor, it's me, the bailiff. What bailiff? Can't you see? We don't need to talk to the bailiff here. We have the results back from the investigation. The investigation? Wow, maybe we should have gotten these before the fact. The Interpol number that Mr. Lettuce left us. It's been 27 minutes on the dot. Thank you, Clopster for the 100 bits. Does this man not even know about Daredevil? Clearly does not know about Daredevil. Well, let's hear it. We will continue this cross-examination afterward. Detective Crescend, your report, please. What you got, Shark Boy? I asked Interpol about that number. I'm sure you'll find their answer intriguing. Okay, quick work as always, Darian. Too quick? Offbeat levels of quick, Darian, you son of a bitch. Well, tell us about the number. Is the defendant a secret agent? IPXX314206. The agent registered under that number was Romaine Lettuce. What? Our undercover Interpol agent was Mr. Romaine Lettuce himself, you know? Funny hair. He was apparently in the middle of an operation. So when he wrote those letters, he was trying to tell us his own identity, and the cautious killer tried to wipe them away. Mr. Lettuce was an undercover Interpol agent? So him being Lamiroir's manager was just a cover, probably. There's one other important detail I found. Well, what is it? It concerns that .45 caliber revolver, the murder weapon, you remember? Apparently it belonged to Romaine Lettuce. What? He had an Interpol permit to carry firearms, and the registration number on the revolver matched. So the victim was killed with his own weapon, which makes sense. It's hard to imagine someone who wasn't an Interpol agent with such a large revolver, especially in Japanifornia, where you cannot get a gun. So the victim was an Interpol agent on an undercover op. I wonder how that ties into everything. I do too, Phoenix. Phoenix? Who? I do too, Justice. I do too, is what I said. I didn't say anything prior to that. It's got to tie in somehow, you'd think. Yeah, somehow. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescend. It's a great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out now. Wait a sec. Hold it. Who said me? I'm pissed off. No, Lamiroir's pissed off. Wait. Lamiroir, is something the matter? That voice just now. Oh, shit. Darien? Mr. Darien, is it? It was him! I am sure of it! It was him? You aren't saying? That voice I heard talking to Mr. Lettuce when I heard the gunshots fired? It was him! It was Mr. Darien! Is this some kind of joke? What? I saw this coming from a mile away. Of course he did it. He's a shark! The dude is dressed up as a fucking shark, and you're gonna tell me he's not a murderer? Or at least some type of psychopath? Give me a break. No way! No! Okay. The courtroom fell into such a chaotic state the trial had to be suspended temporarily. I never seen that happen before. Of course, it's not every day that you get an accusation like that one. Lamiroir fingering Darien Crescend. Not only is he a guitarist, he's a detective. Could it really have been his voice Lamiroir heard? Things were changing fast, and frankly, I wasn't sure I could keep up. Hey, no wimping out now, Apollo. We say in the void. To be continued. Wow. Oh, we did it. We beat the game. We did it all. 2 hours and 7 minutes? That ain't even too bad. That's pretty good, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that one. I will save the game. And not only that, but I'm also going to stop playing the game, too. That's going to be enough of the video game for right now. Thank you all very much for watching. If you're mad that I'm ending the stream early, consider the fact that I have streamed for 10 hours yesterday, I think like 4.5-ish hours the day before, like maybe 6-ish hours the day before that, etc., etc. Like I've been doing a lot, man. It's okay. It is still July 9th, 2:12 p.m. I'm going to stop playing. I already saved. I don't have to save again. I'm going to be in San Diego by tomorrow, and maybe I'll do a stream at some point. February 5th is the big Mario Kart Extravaganza tournament, so I definitely want to stream that. I went out to Best Buy today to buy a portable capture card specifically to do that. I hope the mountain internet can hold up. We will see what happens. And for now, I'm going to leave you. Goodbye for maybe a few days. I'm going to return on the 9th, if anything. Not July 9th, but February 9th. And until that happens, expect 0 streams. Just tune in every single time at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I'll tell you whether or not I'm going live, maybe, unless I forget. See you soon, my friend. Adriana, I will see you soon, my friend. Smith, I will see you soon, my friend. Jules, I will see you soon, my friend. Marnie, I'm going to pet you. Ooh, I'm going to pet you, Marnie. You better get ready for that one. My hand's ready. I'm going to do it. I swear to God, I'm going to do it. That emote, Pet the Marnie, that's going to be me. That's literally me. That's my hand. Tomorrow, from right now. I got to wake up at like 6:30 to go to the airport, too. It sucks, but I'll do my best. Anyway, goodbye. Thank you all very much for watching. I'm going to stop the stream right now. Goodbye and farewell. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye. Goodbye.